But let's take the opportunity to welcome Sandip Sabharwal as well. It's the last day of the trading year. So Sandeep, in terms of the year gone by, which is that stock or sector that you think you completely got wrong or missed out?
Many of them, because so many stocks moved up, you can't buy all of them. So it was a year where you enjoyed what you had and did not regret what you did not. So I think that's the way you have to look at it. When you are long enough in the market, you realize that you cannot pick out all the winners. But that said, I think the kind of stupendous rally we've seen in PSU stocks, I would never have anticipated that.
You can't have the FOMO feeling or missed out feeling for everything. But if you had to pick a theme for 2024 rather, I'm already looking at 2040. But for 2024, what's that one sector that you think is clearly going to be one of the big outperformers?
I think you are going to 2040 because you are taking the government's pitch that India will be developed country by that time. But I think as far as 2024 goes, it's going to be a tricky year like 2023 was. See, my view when 2023 started was first half will be tough, second half should ease out. It happened, but I think the aggressive rally we saw in November, December, that was like rally was expected, but a 15% move in just 2 months was really very strong, and I wouldn't have thought that should happen. 2024 will be, I don't think it will be so easy. See, when we are in euphoric times and the mid cap index is up 45%, small cap index is up 55%, most of the people who bought any of these stocks are making money. So they feel very complacent. There's complacency. Mid caps, small caps are trading at 20-30% premium or more to large caps. Normally, these phases do not sustain. So it will be a tough journey, I think, in the broader markets, given the huge pool of equity assets, the right kind of stocks or at right valuation, etc., where the upside triggers will still do well. But many of the winners, let's say, of 2023, which people expect will continue to rally the same way, might not happen. So 2024 overall, back in October, my view was 2024 should be very good. Now, with this kind of rally, which has already played out, I would think that 2024 would be a year where, from the overall market, I'm looking at low single digits, high single digits to low double digit kind of returns.
Just look at the small cap index, and rarely do you see this kind of a divergence between the small cap and the large cap. 54% for the Nifty small cap index. And before this rally started, Nifty was up 7-8%, but this 12-13%, it's like a slog over, right? A T20 teen over and 13%. 3 weeks, 4 weeks, and you've added more than 10% on the index per se. And 20% return for the index per se, I think is a very good return. Guys, it's a very good return. So it's not that, okay, small caps may have been the wonder boys of the market this year, but I think large cap stocks also are closing at a very reasonable level. 21%, 22%, anything above 12-13%, I think is above the long-term average. That's the way I look at it. So markets and large cap stocks also have given you returns which are above the large cap average. Now let's look at the 5-year return for the small cap and the Nifty. Let's compare it to understand that what really has been the CAGR here. Has the small cap index done something which is way above the historical CAGR? And the minute you do that, if you get a combination of returns which are higher than the historical averages and if valuations are higher than the historical averages, then you have a problem. I think large cap, that is not there. In last 3, let's go back to the graphic please. Last 5 years, which is 2018, Sandeep, here's the data. The small cap index in last 5 years has given you 140% return, and I'm including the COVID drop. Nifty has given you 100% return. So it is not that the small cap index after this great year, it is way above, it's way off its averages, both in terms of valuations and also in terms of its CAGR.
Yeah, so Nikunj, as the horizon becomes longer and longer, people realize and will realize that it's not that small cap and mid cap indexes, like investing over a very long period of time gives you very high returns over these indices. you look at 20-year data of mutual funds on small cap, mid cap, large caps, small mid cap funds would have given 2-3% more than large cap funds. Small cap funds maybe additionally 2-3% or even not that. So it all comes down to managing risks in this segment, because there'll be periods of extraordinary returns and there'll be periods of could be periods of significant negative or no returns. So after now, if you look at valuations today of the small and mid cap indices, they are at a significant premium to large cap indices. You do a historical analysis of last 30-40 years, when that phenomena happens, typically the returns of these segments moderate and on at an index level sometimes also become negative. So people need to be cognizant of these risks, as no one sees any negatives at this point of time.
They'll be asking this question to everyone, so I'll extend that point to you as well. What would be your big ideas for 2024? What would can, if I have to, this flash is ready, we'll punch in the name when you say. Sandip Sabharwal's 2024 stock ideas. अच्छा line है देखो.
I would say timing is wrong, because I'm waiting for opportunities. So I would say that there was a discussion on when I joined in and on the consumer durable side, and there was a discussion around Voltas. So I think Voltas is one of my turnaround stocks also for 2024 and beyond, because I believe that the worst is over and it's placed in a similar situation as Lupin a couple of years back. So I think it should do well. It's run up sharply last month and a half, but I would think that it's still way off the 2000. It's all-time highs. So I think that's one stock that could do well. I believe that we have to play for lower risk in 24 at this point of time. So I like the strategy of Indian hotels. The stock has gone through a phase of consolidation for some months. I believe that it will again do well in 2024.
Just one name?
I gave you two.
I noted Voltas. Which is the other one? Sorry. Indian Hotel,
Indian
the Purana. No. That's a 3-year-old idea. See, Indian Hotel everybody likes. It's a market cap of 60,000 crore. That's like saying I'm bullish on India. That is not allowed.
So I think longer term, I also like the strategy of Wonderla Holidays. The way they are going into new states, they have effectively become the only sort of theme park, credible theme park company in India. They are getting good tax concessions for setting up new parks. The existing parks are growing recently, and an excellent group. So that's one stock which has done well, but I would think that next couple of years it should again create wealth.
All right, now that is allowed. Wonderla Holidays. Sandip Sabharwal, why Wonderla Holidays? I mean, Swani is no longer going to amusement parks and all. How have you got this idea?
Because we have been buying the stock for a long time, but then I think that now the growth triggers are much more visible. Earlier they were going through their existing parks only, but now they have got good concessions, good deals to set up new parks in 3-4 new states, and that gives us visibility for growth longer term. And it's the only credible player. Indians want to go out more, they want to experience more, and as such, and obviously we are a young country still. So as they expand, I think they'll do much better.
I'm going to shift gears and Viresh, which is the best performing Nifty 50 stock this year?
That could be NTPC, possibly.
You know, KBC is Kaun Banega Karodpati.
It's Tata
but
Motors,
in stock
actually.
markets, we would say Kaun Bana Karodpati. Right? Kaun Banega nahi, stock market mein Kaun Bana Karodpati. Sabharwal Saab to I know is the Karodpati, but it's okay. We won't get into specifics of that. Okay, Tata Motors. Sandip Sabharwal, we've discussed this one and we've said that, and we've argued that the operating leverage benefits, the financial benefit leverage, when they kick in, it could be a lethal combination, and that's what's happened to Tata Motors. Do you think there is something else left in Tata Motors, that 2024 could be another year for Tata, good year for Tata Motors, or a lot of triggers have been played out?
Some of it is played out. Some of the valuation re-rating would still play out. For example, if you delisted Tata Motors at this price and came out with the IPO today with the entire EV story and the valuation which the IPO companies are coming at, I think they could IPO at 2,000 rupees also. So I think that's the state of the disconnect today. A separate topic between what IPOs are doing and what the secondary market is doing. But I think like strategy is well in place, as is the case with many of the other Tata companies which went through troubled periods, got their strategy in place, and now the execution is on work. So I would still think that Tata Motors should do well.